Alright, coming up on the end of the year, I just kind of want to talk about some of my favorite things that I read this year and uh, sit down and reread them. At the end of the year, I put all my comics into storage, and so I like to sit down at the end of the year and reread stuff that I really liked uh, that I didn't pick up in trade or whatever. One of the things this year that I really, really liked, well, when I read it the first time, I really liked the first half of it, and I didn't really care for the second of it. But upon sitting down and reading it all in one shot, I thought that it was really great. Uh, was Scott Snyder and Sean Murphy's The Wake. Uh, so Scott Snyder, Sean Murphy, the colorings excellent in this, done by Matt Hollingsworth, and this is actually the just the pencils, the special director's cut of the of it. Um, it's a 10 issue series. It actually started at the beginning of last year, and basically it's about these modern day scientists that go down and find that this sea monster mermaid thing has been found at the bottom of the ocean, and they're all investigating it. Uh, cool thing with this series is that when you line up the first five covers, they make one large picture, which is this picture, which is all five covers lied together. The covers on the first five books are done by Sean Murphy with Jody Belair doing the coloring, and they're freaking amazing. Um, Especially like this cover. Um, but the first part of this story concentrates on the modern day and them finding these monsters and the monsters being unleashed and them trying to get away. Kind of like a Leviathan or the Abyss or something like that type of story. And pretty much culminates with bad things happening and the monsters waging war on humanity and such. And then in the second half of the story, um, the covers are no longer done by Sean Murphy. Um, they're done by Andrew Robinson, but these covers are some of my favorite covers of the series. Um, I really, really like these covers. And in this part of the series, it concentrates on 200 years from now, after all of the events have taken place, and humanity is basically in a bad state, and you've got this girl, uh, Leopold, who, that's her, and she is trying to figure out what caused the end of the world and made it this post-apocalyptic setting, and how they can do something about trying to stop that. When I very first read this series, this second half of the series, I didn't really care for. It seemed really disjointed, and just didn't really care for it very much. It wasn't near as good as the first part of the story. But like I said, upon sitting down and reading all of these in one shot, uh, it really made sense with what was going on in the first part of the story. I think because of the fact that the book seemed like the second half of the story took a little while to come out. I forgot a lot of what happened in the first half of the story. Little things that were foreshadowing for what was going to happen in the second part of the story. And yeah, it was really, really excellent. Uh, Going back through it and reading it all in one sitting. And Scott Snyder, anybody like Scott Snyder, I would strongly recommend maybe grabbing The Wake and trade. because, like I said, the whole story together was a really, really good story. Uh, Sean Murphy, I love Sean Murphy's art, and I mean, like his freaking inks and all right there on this freaking stuff. It's amazing just how good his stuff looks when when it's not colored, and then when you throw the awesomeness, uh, which is this coloring on top of it. It's just a great book. This director's cut too. I'm sure all this stuff, if you get it in some kind of trade, that surely that all this stuff has to come through or has to be included, because there's a lot of content in this director's cut. I mean, there should be, because you know, it was like a $5-6 book. But that's cool. Gives you like an unpublished, promotional, uncolored promotional pick of that. But yeah, The Wake, really one of my favorite books from this year. I'm really, like I said, glad that I went back and read it all in one shot, so that that I didn't go away feeling like those second issues weren't all that good. It was something that I kept meaning to pick up and trade, but I just never did. I know that the trade just came out a couple of months ago, because this series didn't finish up until September. Is it September? Did it finish? Yeah, finished in September. So I think the trade just came out like last month in hardcover. But yeah, something worth checking out if you hadn't seen it before.